It's that time again. It is the Unholy Fuckers podcast. I am your host, Scott, alongside with my co-host, Jake.
What is up? What is up?
And we have a special show for you guys today.
Yes.
John Carpenter special.
Yes, one of the best horror directors ever. Hands motherfucking down.
Alright. So I will be running down the fog.
And I will be running down They Live.
Alright, now, before the show started, you said you got some news stories.
Yes, I do. Alright. So, let's get the sad stuff out of the way. Well, last week we lost Robert Zadar from the Maniac Cop series, and, well, this week it all came in threes, unfortunately. Tom Towles, who plays the sheriff in the House of a Thousand Corpses, and also Otis from Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, and Mr. Cooper from the Tom Savini remake of Night of the Living Dead, passed away. And then, just a few days after, Jeffrey Lewis, who plays Roy Sullivan from The Devil's Rejects, the guy who Otis and Baby kidnapped in that hotel, and also the father of actress Juliette Lewis, passed away. And, well, I think yesterday, Richard Dylert, who plays Dr. Cooper from John Carpenter's The Thing, passed away too.
So much death.
I know. Stop dying, people, please.
I think the first death that, shocked America this year, wasn't that, Leonard Nimoy?
Oh, yeah. That really sucked right there.
I can tell you, a couple of my buddies binge-watched all the Star Trek episodes. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
And, what's next? Oh yes, Sinister 2 trailer was just released this week. I'm assuming you watched that.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this movie looks tits.
I can't wait.
And, just judging from it, looks like Deputy So-and-so has kind of a bigger role in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder if you're still going to be calling him Deputy So-and-so.
Well, there's always a chance, isn't there?
I suppose. And August 21st for that movie. And we get another trailer this week. The Human Centipede 3 Final Sequence.
Well, if you saw my little rant with Dugan on Facebook, you'll know I'm not watching that fucking movie.
Oh, I'm so glad that me just mentioning it on Facebook got a Dugan sighting.
Yeah, you see, he said, I'll be back.
Yeah. He always says that, so we will see, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
And
imagine if we got a Dugan sighting on this show.
Oh, damn. Dude, the number of downloads would go up for sure.
Let's hope.
Yeah. And the final thing I wanted to talk about is, Universal is going to be remaking The Creature from the Black Lagoon. And
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yes. And if she gets naked, I'm fine with that. Or at least some piece of little clothing. Yeah. Apparently, Universal is going to be redoing all their monster movies, and Dracula Untold was the first in their series. I guess they're wanting to make kind of a Avengers, but with their classic monsters, I suppose.
I think that could work if they play their cards right.
Yeah, because next up, I know, is The Mummy. And I think they're working on Frankenstein, but shit, there's already a bunch of Frankenstein movies coming out. There's the one with Aaron Eckhart, and there's one with Daniel Radcliffe playing Igor. I don't know if that's connected.
That kid needs to fucking get out of the show business.
Yeah, he would.
I can't watch anything now because, he played Harry Potter, and I hate that fucking movie.
I would check out Horns if you haven't. Oh my god, that is a fucking good movie. And, I watch that and I completely forget he's Harry Potter. Then again, I haven't really watched any of the Harry Potter movies, so yeah, I'm the lower percentage of humanity who has not seen those movies.
Well, you're lucky.
Yeah. And, alright, I suppose that's it. So, Scotty, what the fuck have you been watching?
I have been watching a shit ton of stuff.
Alright, spill it on me.
The day we did our show last Saturday, I think this is the day I watched like 5 movies. I watched Fletch, I watched The Longest Yard, I watched National Lampoon's Vacation, I watched Spies Like Us, and I watched Role Models. In that one day.
Nice.
Then I finished watching Dawn of the Dead. And today I started watching From Russia with Love. It's another James Bond movie, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
And I've been watching a shit ton of baseball, seeing as opening day was Monday. And really, that's all I watched.
Alright. Well, what have I been watching? Well, I've been continuing with that series, The Following, and it's getting pretty freaking good. I'm starting to think I'm liking these serial killer type shows, because I'm liking this, and I'm in freaking love with the Hannibal TV series. Have you checked out that series, The Blacklist?
No.
That's...
I don't like the main actor in that.
James Spader?
Yeah.
But dude, he's Ultron!
Gay.
Ultron!
I will have to think of the fact that he's not in the movie just to make it better.
Yeah, alright.
I don't like him. Just ever since I watched The Office, I don't like him.
Alright, you're a nice choice, brah. Okay, so next thing I watched was the 1981 slasher movie Final Exam, because this is next up for All My Heroes Wear Mask, what they said in their show notes at least. And let me tell you, I'm expecting a lot of dicks to be chopped off in the next episode for this one. Holy shit, this movie sucked. See, the kills were lame. The killer, he's nothing special. They try to make him like Michael Myers and Billy, just give him no backstory, no name to make it more creepy. But, Michael wore a mask and Billy was kept in the shadows, and they just showed this frickin' guy, and there's nothing really special about him. Oh, and plus, what do Halloween and Black Christmas have that this movie doesn't? Atmosphere. So, yeah, would not recommend that one at all.
Well, then I'm not going to watch it. I'm just going to send in a piece of feedback saying, fuck you guys for picking this movie.
Next thing I watched was Backdraft with Kurt Russell and Billy Baldwin. And holy shit, what a good movie this was. This is about them being firefighters and some guys going around setting fires and killing some important people. And it's mostly about the sibling rivalry between Russell and Baldwin, and I always love myself some Kurt Russell, and Billy Baldwin, he's a pretty good guy too. And amazing cast as well. Got De Niro, got Sutherland, Donald Sutherland, I mean, and Scott Glenn from Silence of the Lambs. And plus, I'm not afraid to admit, ending was a freaking tearjerker. Yeah, so if you haven't seen Backdraft, I would recommend it. Final thing I watched was this movie that came out last year called The Houses October Built. This is kind of a found footage movie. It's based on a documentary the same filmmakers did a few years ago. Just going across America visiting these haunted houses. And we're not just talking about, the type you probably, most of you go to. We're talking ones that try to do more extreme stuff to scare the shit out of you. And, it's had the same crew as that documentary, but this one they just kind of make more of a horror movie, and people from one of the houses start following them. And I've seen mixed things about this, but I gotta admit, it was pretty damn good. If it's gonna become a Halloween watch, I believe. You've heard of this one?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's streaming on Netflix if you want to catch it. Yeah, not too bad. Otherwise, that is pretty much it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say the 19-inning baseball game that I watched.
Oh shit.
Started at 7 o'clock at night and didn't end until like 2-something in the morning. I don't know if anybody watched it, but holy shit. It was the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a baseball game that go that long. Alright, so, you got anything else you want to bring up?
Other than some music on my end for the show is going to be from a pretty awesome band. They're going to release a new album, I think, this Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So check them out.
Alright, so I guess we haven't decided which movie we doing first.
I don't know, I guess we could do my movie first.
Alright, sounds good. So, we will take a break. Scott will plug in a song, I suppose, and we will be right back with The Fog.
Nothing will be waiting for you at the end of this world. So make a place within when you become a silhouette to the world. As the light to reach your end, the colors that you love begin to fade away. All flight you never got what you get. Fog wishing for better days, complacent in the mess you made. Self-inflicted kind of blame for your pain. Left to run an empty soul inside a hollow. I gave up on your road before you gave up upon yourself. Can you hear them calling? Testify to justify, you have to find a way. Can you hear them calling? With arcing eyes, you're staring back at someone with no face.
John Carpenter's The Fog.
This is KAB, Antonio Bay. Stevie Wayne here, and let me be the first to wish Antonio Bay a happy birthday. We're 100 years old today, and keep a watch out for that fog bank heading in from the east.
100 years ago, between midnight and 1, something unknown came out of the fog. Now it has returned.
Oh, Jesus.
100 years ago, between midnight and 1, something unnatural came out of the fog. Now it has returned. 100 years ago, between midnight and 1, something evil came out of the fog. Now it has returned.
Who's there?
The fog.
Antonio Bay has a curse on it. We're all cursed. There's no water getting here, but something awful cold, Pin.
I think I'll go to Vancouver now.
Where's the fog now?
Well, it should be right outside my door now.
Oh, there's something different about this fog. Dan, stay away from the door! Someone listen to me!
Get inside and lock your doors. Close your windows. There's something in the fog. Stay away from the fog. From the creator of Halloween, the ultimate experience in terror and suspense. John Carpenter's The Fog, starring Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis, John Houseman, Janet Leigh as Kathy Williams, and Hal Holbrook as Father Malone. The Fog. What you can't see won't hurt you. It will kill you. Between midnight and 1, it will find you.
And we're back. Alright, I will be running down The Fog. Jake has the IMDb page pulled up for all of your information.
Yep. The Fog from 1980, 6.8 rating, and budget of $1 million estimated, grossed $21 million. Yeah. And well, do we even need to introduce the director?
No.
Yeah, this man needs no introduction at all. The cast of Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis, Janet Leigh, Tom motherfucking Atkins, and Hal Holbrook.
Don't forget Nancy Loomis.
Oh, yes. Oh, Paul.
She didn't look half that bad this movie.
No, she didn't.
Alright, well, I guess I'll get this thing started. The movie starts out with a quote from Edgar Allan Poe. It quotes, "Is all we see or seem but a dream within a dream?" I really didn't get that quote, but whatever.
Yeah, we're not too deep of a podcast here, people, so,
Well, then we see some kids, around a fire, and this old guy, I didn't catch his name, really, but he tells a story about the 21st of April, 100 years ago. and a clipper ship it crashed, on rocks, killing everybody.
I think it was Mr. Mackin, however you pronounce it.
That's why I didn't write it down, because I couldn't get the name right.
Okay.
Well, it crashed, killing everybody due to a really dense fog. And he tells them that, people believe that the fog will come back this year and, seek its revenge or something like that. Well, then we go to a church, and some guy, he's closing the place down, and we meet Father Malone. And, I didn't catch what he was drinking, but it was like wine or something.
I suppose.
He was drunk. Well, the one dude, he leaves, and, a piece of the church...
The one dude being John Carpenter, by the way.
It was?
Yep.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch a lot of shit in this movie, so bear with me.
Nah.
Well, a piece of the church wall falls and scares the shit out of him. And, he looks and finds that there's a book in there. And one of the pages, it quotes, April 30th, midnight till 1, belongs to the dead. Good Lord, deliver us. Yeah, got those 2 quotes. I figured they were important. And this is where we see shots of the town, what it looks like. And everything, it just starts, shaking. Like something, like an earthquake is going off. But we cut to a gas station, and a pump just starts, spitting out gas. And all the cars start beeping at the same time, the horns. I'm not doing the, what the fuck is it called? The grocery store scene.
Oh, okay.
It really wasn't that important. Yeah. Well, we see a car driving down the road, and we see that it's Tom Atkins.
TA. First, we're on our 4th episode, and we already got a TA sighting.
I don't know why we didn't have one earlier, but whatever.
A little earlier than the founder of the Tom Atkins podcasting network. So,
yeah. All right. Well, he stops the car and picks up Jamie Lee Curtis, and due to me not wanting to write down their names a million times, I just stuck with TA and Jamie.
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
She asks.
Interesting fact. Tom Atkins' full name in this movie is Nick Castle, aka based on the Nick Castle who played Michael Myers in the first Halloween. And well, of course, a little later we get George Buckflower, and his name in this movie is Tommy Wallace, another cast member from the Halloween movie.
I gotta say, I think in every one of the fucking movies that we've done so far has had a George Buckflower sighting. We had it in Back to the Future.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, he...
Didn't we have one in Cabin Fever, too?
No. And, not in Zombieland. He was, a little long dead by the time Zombieland came out. But
other than that, every movie we've ran down, he's been in.
Yeah. Interesting. We're the George Buckflower podcasting network now.
Well, Jamie, she asks him if he's weird, and, he agrees. He said, yeah, I'm weird. They start laughing. And, he starts driving down the road again, and all the windows explode at once. Pretty crazy. God damn it, I turned my vibration on. Well, we now meet Stevie Wayne, and she's a DJ, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Important question here. Adrienne Barbeau, hot or not?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
At this time, yes.
Yeah. Man, plus that voice she uses, a radio voice. Ooh, so sexy.
Very seductive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a phone rings, and we meet Dan. He's on the other line. And he's, a weatherman, I guess.
I suppose.
And he tells her that, some fog is about 25 miles out, and she needs to contact the seagrass about the fog so that they don't, die or whatever. I don't know. But she contacts them. They don't really listen, and really they just drink some more until the fog actually does surround the boat. I didn't feel like writing everything that happened, so we skip over some time, and something starts. It kills two of the guys. What? Fuck. Yeah. But before that, we see a huge ship. I guess that's the Elizabeth Dane that we find out that's the name of it from earlier.
Yeah.
And it's there, and then it just disappears. Well, then the fog it disappears after everybody on the boat is dead. And we see Stevie get a call from Dan telling her the fog moved west and missed the boat completely. But as we know, it didn't.
Yep.
Well, Stevie, she looks out the window and she sees the fog glowing in the distance.
Freaking amazing looking.
I wonder how they did that effect. Like they had boats way out there and just, shining big ass lights or something.
Could be.
Ow. Damn it.
What?
People, leave me alone. I could do a show here. But, yeah, we cut to TA and Jamie, and they're in bed.
Yep. And
we all know what happened there.
Yep. And if after this, Tom Atkins asked Jamie Lee Curtis for her name.
You don't think you should have had that information beforehand?
It's TA. TA does whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're talking about some pictures that I guess she's drawing. And there's a knock on his door. And a shape is there, knocking, and we see, like, the hook thing that he has in his hand. But, it's 1 o'clock, and the fog starts dissipating, and there's nobody at the door. So, TA is looking pretty pissed at this point. It's like, you messed up my fuck session.
I'm trying to get fucking laid here. It's Miller time.
Well, it's morning, and a little kid, he finds a coin on like rocks, and it turns into a piece of wood. And we get some good score music from John Carpenter here.
Ooh, one of the best scores ever. Holy shit.
I actually wrote that down because it was very important to the story.
Yeah.
We should play that like right after the intro.
Good point. I mean, let's just say it right here. John Carpenter, he always has some of the best scores in his movies.
Yeah.
I mean,
very.
Of course, we don't really need to mention Halloween because that's a no-brainer right there. But I would probably, in the top two, I would rank the Halloween score and this score. I mean, holy fucking shit. And every time there's a fog outside, I have to play this shit.
Well, that kid, he goes home and we find out his mom is Stevie. And,
MILF.
The wood, it says Dane, which we find out later, or earlier, is, a piece of its name. And, I wrote in my notes, discuss further. I don't know why. But,
okay.
Yeah, let's cross that out right there. TA, well, we cut to TA, and he's looking for his friends. He starts, getting worried, they're not back yet. And we find out, they were the guys on the seagrass. And, Now we cut to some broad talking about, the ceremony, blah, blah, blah. I wrote, she was annoying. So I really didn't want to, do her scenes.
You're talking about Janet Leigh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old bitch who was always being a snot
Janet,
towards Nancy.
Janet Leigh, the mother of Jamie Lee Curtis, of course.
Yeah, whatever. Well, you see Stevie, she's driving towards the lighthouse, she gotta go to work. Gotta pay the bills. And, TA and Jamie, they get on a boat and, head out to find, TA's friends. And, they eventually find it, and they get on board, and, they look and they find, everything is, destroyed.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Everything looks like it's been underwater for a week.
Yeah. Well, we cut back to an annoying lady, and, she's... They drove up to the church, and they're looking for Father Malone. And he shows her the book, and tells her the story about, how his grandfather and, a bunch of other guys, how they crashed the boat. Well, TA and Jamie, they're talking, and TA talks about some ghost ship that his dad found, I think. Right?
Yep.
And how he found, a coin, and it, disappeared when he got home. And, some body falls out at Jamie, and scares the shit out of her. I was so waiting for that scene. Well, Stevie gets to the lighthouse, and, she has the board that says the Dane on it. And I got to thinking, having to climb up and down these stairs every fucking day. How bad that has to be.
Yeah, well, she's gotta be in good shape, I would suppose, because of that. I'd be you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this shit from home.
Maybe I'll get an elevator. It's so much fucking easier. But the board, she sets it down and it changes. It starts watering up, and it says 6 must die. And I thought the effect there was really freaking cool.
Yeah, this freaking
how it watery effect, and then, it was trickling down on everything, and it changes.
Yeah, freaking amazing scene right here.
Well,
and so far we've had 3 deaths. So
yes. Well, the board catches on fire, and she has to get it out, and it changes back to Dane, which she's thinking, what the fuck just happened? And we go back to TA, and he says the man drowned, but he wasn't wet at all. And yeah, Stevie, she's calling her son, which I think his name was Andy or Alex.
Andy.
And yeah, I'll just think of Child's Play when I think of that.
Andy, we're friends to the end, remember?
I can't fucking wait to do that series.
Mm-hmm.
But she calls her son about the board and blah blah blah. I didn't feel like writing any of that down. Well, Andy looks and he sees the fog coming.
I think you forgot the whole scene in the coroner's office where Jamie's left alone.
No, I'm getting to that right now.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Well, yeah, he sees the fog coming. But we go to the autopsy of the one guy, and TA and the dude walk out, and this dead body, it grabs one of those, what the fuck are they called?
I don't know. Really?
Well, it's like a surgical knife looking thing.
Yeah.
And it gets up, and, it almost stabs Jamie, and we find out it writes the number 3 into the ground with the knife.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we get to find out, that the 3 have already died.
Yes.
Something just happened in the game. For everybody who doesn't know, I got a baseball game on the side, and some serious shit just happened. I don't even know. But, we go to the start of the celebration, the 100-year celebration. And, we go to a bar, annoying lady, she's weeping that, her husband didn't come back. He's dead.
No, I think it was their son that was on the, I think it was their son that was on the seagrass.
I don't know. But, well, CA, he calls Stevie, and, we see the fog, it's coming to land. It's coming. And there ain't no stopping it. Well, we see Dan, and he's driving to the weather station with the fog right on his ass. Which, I thought that was a really cool effect. TA and Jamie, they leave to go to the lighthouse. But, Stevie gets a call, about another fog bank coming in. And, hold on. The weather station, it's covered in fog, and pretty good scene right here where Dan gets killed.
Yeah.
Freaking that hook thing right in his neck.
Yeah. Just the whole atmosphere of this scene, it's just completely dark, and he opens up the door, fog rolling in, and lights. It's, so freaking amazing looking.
Yeah. Well, Stevie, she gets a call about it. Wait, yeah. I already did that. Stevie, she tries to contact the sheriff, but, the phone lines go down. And, the whole town, the transporter or whatever it is, it, gets, fried by the fog, and all the lights go out. Which, pretty good effect there, too, I guess. Well, the fog, it finally reaches where Andy is. TA and Jamie get to the weather station, but, there's no one there, because we see Dan. He was killed.
He dead.
He dead as fuck. Somebody knocks on the door of the old lady's house. I really didn't want to catch her name. She opens the door, and...
This is Corbett's. Cobrits.
Cobrits, yeah. Well, I think 3 of them pull her out of the house and just start fucking stabbing the shit out of her.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she dead. TA and Jamie, they hear a broadcast from Stevie telling them to go save her son. And they get there, and they do. Which, kind of boring.
Well, it was suspenseful. See, they kind of get him out last minute just as the pirates are coming in. And
Yeah.
plus them trying to escape, and they
It
get...
would have been cool if, they had him by the legs and they were just pulling him in and out of the window.
Tug of war with Andy.
Well, TA, Jamie, and Andy, they're all trapped in the fog trying to get out, but the tire, it's dug into the ground. But they eventually get out just in time. And they head towards the church. The fog. It's, it's heading farther inland. I got to thinking, what the hell happens to everybody else? The fog is coming, and, these pirates or whatever, they don't do anything with, everybody else.
Douche-waffling.
So I'm wondering if it's just, 6 few who have to die,
Douche-waffle.
you're douche-waffling.
Yeah, am I?
But, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Cobrits was kind of a random victim.
Shut up!
Well, dude, I'm just
Is it better?
Yeah, you're sounding better, yeah. But I'm thinking, Miss Copers, but, they seem to be going after Father Malone just because of his grandpa, so I think they want him to be the special final victim.
Yeah, you talk about me douche waffling.
Am I?
Not anymore, but you were.
Okay. So did you catch all what I said?
Yeah, but the annoying lady, she heads to the church with Nancy Loomis, and they arrive, and everybody heads inside, and the fog it hits the church, and everybody they gotta hurry and hide in the back room, because they think that'll save them. And we also see that the fog is coming to the lighthouse. Father Malone, he tells them, it's Blake coming for them because they're cursed. And, we find out Father Malone, he's the sixth man to die.
Yeah.
That's what I figured out. But the pirates, they try to break into the church and, and into the lighthouse, and Stevie, she runs up to the roof, and there's a lot of back and forth between these two places. The father, he finds an old gold cross inside the wall where the book was, and we find out we see him hand over the gold to Blake, and some really bright light just goes off inside the cross. I really didn't understand what the hell that was about.
Pirates getting what they wanted.
Maybe it was their joy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we see one of the sailors, he's, climbing up to the roof, and he almost gets Stevie, and we see his nasty ass face. It's got like maggot shit all on it.
And I will just point out here, if you don't have the Scream Factory Blu-ray of this, you need to get it. It's fucking amazing transfer. I compared and contrast with my old DVD copy of this afterwards, mostly with this scene right here, and oh boy, the difference is night and day.
Yeah, it was really nasty. But, Blake, Blake and the gold, they both disappear, along with the fog, it's, heading back out to sea. So apparently, Blake and the pirates, they got what they wanted. And, Stevie tells everyone that, watch out for the fog, it might come back. There was something in there that attacked people. And the last scene of the movie is Blake cutting the head off of Father Malone.
Mm-hmm. So, yep, they got their gold and their sixth victim.
Yeah. Pretty fucked up ending to the movie, though. Let's cut off a priest's head. But, yeah, what did you think about the movie?
Oh, what? I would have to say, there's not much we can say about Carpenter. It hasn't been said already. This is one of his best. In fact, I would say this movie would be in my top 5 of Carpenter movies. It's just classic Carpenter. It's a great story with some great atmosphere and a great score that helps set up the atmosphere very well. And, you got the cast of Carpenter regulars, Jamie Lee, T.A., Charles Cyphers, who played Dan, who also played Sheriff Brackett in Halloween. It's just an amazing ghost. It's a very simple ghost story, but Carpenter, he works his magic and makes a simple ghost story into a freaking amazing movie. So, I think I'm going to go with the best rating for this.
I'm probably gonna have to say the same thing. Best rating. I mean, when you first start this movie, some serious shit's gonna happen, But, eventually, if you've never seen the movie before, you know, a lot of the stuff, it'll surprise you, you know. For a movie that was made in 1980,
Yeah.
some of the effects, you know, the acting, everything, you know.
Yes.
I mean, it's just one of them, you know, top 5 movies you have to watch before you die.
Yes. Just,
You know, John Carpenter, you know, there's a certain feel about his movies that every time you watch it, you know, you feel kind of messed up afterwards.
yeah.
It's kind of like a Serbian film, I guess.
Well,
I wouldn't go that far, but,
yeah.
you know,
Uh,
it's kind of like that feeling.
well,
Like, there's always one ending that, you know, it really messes with your head.
well, I wouldn't say that the Blake cutting off Malone's head is as similar as a guy finding out he's fucking his son up the ass, but okay.
I wasn't gonna go with that. No, I was just giving it, you know, what it kind of similar feeling. Shut up!
Okay.
Really, I don't know what else to say about this movie. I mean, you really need to check this movie out if you've never seen it.
Yes.
And if you haven't, do it again. You know, it's a good movie.
This movie is an October watch for me every year, because you know you gotta watch it in the right atmosphere for sure.
Yeah. Well, really, I don't know what else to say about this movie, so I think we're gonna take another break. We're gonna hear another song.
Yep.
And
my choice of songs now.
We'll see. And
yep, we will be back with They Live. They Live.
Getting to the right, getting to the wrong, getting my
do these things want, and why are they here?
You still don't get it, do you, boy?
They have recruited the rich and the powerful.
They're running the whole show.
Wake up! They're all about you, all around you. Blinded us to the truth.
Take a look.
They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop them.
Stay away from me.
Put these on. They have us. Look at them. They're everywhere. Our owners.
We have no other choice.
I don't like this one bit. Leave it alone, man. It ain't none of my business. Ain't none of yours.
We have been lulled into a trance.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. We're in trouble. The whole world's in trouble. Control us! You're sending some kind of signals on TV sets.
I've got one that can see.
Mama don't like tattletale.
Now we start spilling some blood.
Let's go!
Push a button.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick and I'm all out of bubblegum.
We are back, and we are covering They Live. 1988 gets a 7.3 rating on IMDb, about 0.5 higher than The Fog. A budget of $4 million and gross $13 million. Pretty damn good. Are you playing music during my rundown?
I'm listening to a song. Shut up. It's not out loud.
Anyway, we get a cast of Rowdy Piper, Keith David, Meg Foster, and second time in a row, we get George Buckflower. And this is based on a short story called 8 O'Clock in the Morning by Ray Nelson. I was debating whether or not to go over the differences before, during, or after, but I think I've decided to do after.
Bitch.
Well, these story and movie are kind of night and day with differences, so I don't think it would make sense to go over the during. Alright, so this movie opens up with Rowdy Piper as a character called Nada, and they never really mention him by name, so I'm just gonna call him Roddy. Roddy is a drifter coming into town. He's looking all over for a job, but he just can't find any. Well, one day he just walks past a street preacher, a blind street preacher, preaching, talking about them recruiting the rich and powerful, blinding us to the truth. The cops come and bust this preacher. And later that night he's walking past the store with these TVs, and there's this guy just standing there all hypnotized by these TVs. Well, Nada, he finds a construction job, and a union construction job, and learns what he's paid, his hours, and he takes it. Well, afterwards, shift is done, and guy's telling Nada, yep, you can't sleep here. You need someplace else to stay. And this is where we meet Keith David as Frank, and he tells Nada a place he could stay. He kind of brings him to this kind of homeless camp where there's a bunch of people, including George Buckflower, who always seems to play a bum in movies. As we
Maybe he is a bum, and they just, keep recruiting him.
Yeah. Rich. He was the richest bum in the business. And this is where we meet Gilbert, played by Peter Jason, and other Carpenter regular, although it was a little later. He joined Carpenter. Also went on to appear in movies like one of my favorites, Prince of Darkness, In the Mouth of Madness, and Village of the Damned. Need a drink there? Yeah, it's dinner time, and Roddy and Frank, they get some dinner and start talking. Frank's talking about how he was laid off from his job, hasn't seen his wife and kids in 6 months. And he talks about these businesses have the golden rule, and that is, he who makes the gold makes the rules. It's nighttime, people are watching TV, and suddenly somebody hacks into the TV signal, talking about kind of more along the lines what the preacher was talking about earlier. Buckfly was like, "It's damn hackers." And
everybody said, they had a headache afterwards. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get a headache from watching a fucking TV?
Well, you notice later with the sunglasses, you kept them on a little too long, you get a headache. I don't know, maybe it's just kind of something to do with the signals,
Yeah. Images in your head.
Yeah. Well, Roddy, he looks across the street, sees the preacher from earlier, and he is mouthing very perfectly what is being said on the TV. Well, Gilbert comes and takes the preacher inside the church, and that morning, Roddy, he sneaks into the church, and it sounds like there's a sermon going in, but he goes into this room, and it sounds like the sermon is just being played on the tape. And there's Gilbert, he's in this room with a bunch of people talking, and there's these graffiti all over saying, "They live, we sleep." So, and he backs up and discovers a hole in the wall, and he opens up a box to find a bunch of sunglasses. Well, later that day, Roddy, he's back at the camp, and he's borrowing this kid's binoculars to spy on the people at the church. Frank keeps telling him to mind his own business. Well, and then shortly after he starts spying, there's a police raid going on, starting at the church and then moves on to the camp. Complete chaos in this scene. Police, they don't give a fuck. They're busting whoever they can. And bulldozers going all over. And Roddy, he finds the people from earlier, including the street preacher, and they're taking quite a beating. Roddy finds a kid he borrowed the binoculars from, grabs him, and he takes him into this building where there's a bunch of people and they're just taking shelter. They spend the night there and waited out until the morning, just where they survey the damage, and this is where we hear a bit more of an awesome Carpenter score right here. That kind of down. And if anyone's seen the movie Vampires, I think Carpenter reuses this score in that movie. You ever seen that one?
No.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, sneaks back into the church and grabs the box and takes him into town to an alley, and he's searching through the sunglasses, thinking that sunglasses are just a decoy, but because, yeah, I don't know, first, if you don't know anything about this movie at first, you know, in that lab they were in, it almost looks like a meth lab. But, yeah, all he can find are sunglasses, so he takes one out and hides the other in a trash can, and starts walking around town to finally puts the sunglasses on, and notice everything is in black and white. Strange. But then he starts looking around some more, and there's a bunch of these signs, mostly for advertising and stuff. He puts the sunglasses on, and he sees the words, "Obey, consume, do not question authority, and do not independent thought," all over.
Marry and reproduce.
Yes. And when he views money, it says, "This is your God." Man, if this wasn't more fucked up, he knows certain people are aliens. And the way these aliens look, best way I can describe them is they're kind of skeletal looking. He has this really fucked up eyes. Would you say that?
Yeah, they got like, you know, little diamonds in their eyes.
Mm-hmm. And plus, there's this speaker saying, going, "Sleep, sleep," which is another cameo from Carpenter. Well, Roddy goes into a grocery store seeing more of these aliens just trying to live among us, to throw us off, and this is where he looks up to the TV, sees the iconic shot of this movie, this politician alien guy speaking with a big "Obey" sign behind him. And this is what I changed my cover photo on Facebook to after I watched this movie. Such a freaking awesome shot. Well, he decides to start insulting one of these aliens, saying, "You look like your head fell in the sheath dip back in 1957. He looks over at this random old lady. He's like, "She's fine. You, not so much. I take off my glasses. You're fine. Put them back on. Formaldehyde face."
You're alright. You're one ugly motherfucker.
The lady starts speaking into this watch on her wrist, saying, "I've got one that can see." And he looks around and, well, more of these aliens are talking into their wrist. Goes outside, is confronted by these cops who are aliens in an alley, and he takes care of them. He fucks their shit up and grabs a bunch of their guns and heads into a bank. And this is the most iconic line of the whole movie: "I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum."
I laugh every time I hear that.
Yeah. Apparently this is, well, I guess we should mention that Roddy Piper was a wrestler back in the day. And this scene was completely ad-libbed. This is something he wanted to say during his wrestling days, but guess he never got an opportunity to use it. So he felt this scene right here was the perfect time. And, well, kick ass is what he does. He starts blowing a bunch of these aliens away. There's one in the corner talking to his wristwatch, describing him, points the shotgun at him, saying, "Mama don't like tattletales." But before he can pull the trigger, the alien beams up, I suppose. Yeah. He goes outside. There's this surveillance camera over him, and he shoots at it, blows it the fuck up. And next, now we meet Meg Foster, and who most of you will know from the Masters of the Universe movie as what's her name? Evil Lynn. And you haven't seen this chick, she's got the brightest blue eyes I have ever seen. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We asked with Adrian Barbeau. So, Meg Foster, at least in this movie, hot or not?
I don't know, I mean...
Yeah, she's a polarizing one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but if you ever want to see her naked, she was naked in Lords of Salem as a 70-year-old chick.
Gross.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's walking to her car in the parking garage. Roddy comes up and behind her gets her to give him a ride while everyone's looking at. They go back to her place where he hides out, and he finally takes off the sunglasses, and this is where we learn that if you have the sunglasses on a little too long, you get one major headache. Yes. So it kind of ties in with back earlier when people were watching the hackers and saying they were getting headaches.
Headaches.
Yeah.
What's a headache?
Shut up. Yeah. Yeah, he's...
You and your damn Illinois fucking bullshit.
Fuck you. Yeah, this is where we learn that she's an assistant program director at KRDA, so he's thinking, this is probably where the signal's coming from, so he decides he's gonna go there with her later. First, he's taking a nap. She's trying to grab his gun, and he's like, "Don't fuck with me." No, wait, I think I messed up. I think after this, she mentions that, and he's like, "Oh, this is where the signal is coming from," while he's distracted. She hits him over the head with a bottle, and he takes a major tumble out the window and down the hill. And we see Meg. She's on the phone with somebody who we assume is the police. Well, after this, Roddy, he goes back to Frank, and Frank, he wants nothing to do with him because, Frank's Roddy, he's all over the news being a killer, so he just tells him to meet with him later in the alley. Roddy, he goes back to the alley, finds that the glasses he put in the garbage can are being taken away in a dumpster, so he jumps into this garbage truck and gets some glasses out and accidentally gets dumped out in the back.
Why the fuck would they dump it up?
Good question. Yeah,
I was thinking that the whole time, like, who the fuck in their right mind pulls that thing up?
Yeah, guess these garbage men aren't the best at their job. Frank comes back, gives Roddy a week's worth of pay, and says to leave him the fuck alone. But Roddy, he keeps telling Frank to put on these glasses, and then, yes, the best fucking scene in this whole fucking movie, the fight scene. Oh my god. Apparently this fight scene was supposed to go on for 20 seconds originally, but as we can see, it just goes on and on and on. And
it's like a 3-minute fight scene.
Oh, 3 minutes. I think that's a little too short there.
They kept fucking twirling and shit.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck is with the twirling?
And every time you just think it's over, it goes on some more. And there's one point that Frank throws the glasses on the ground and is about to stomp on him, and once Roddy goes down to pick him up, he just fucking knees him in the head. And there's just, this fight scene is just so fucking amazing. And
I like the after effect of what their faces look like.
oh yes, and I think
their faces like bulged out.
I think before we do this rundown, I'm gonna insert Cartman going "Crypt Fight!" because if you ever seen the episode Crypt Fight of South Park, that fight was based around this scene. And in NFW group, I posted somebody on YouTube took this fight scene and inserted the audio from the Crypt Fight with Keith David having the voice of Jimmy and Roddy Piper having the voice of Timmy.
I don't watch South Park, so I wouldn't know.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Just don't find enjoyment in it. I've tried times. I can't get into it.
Well, finally, Roddy had Frank pinned on the ground, grabs him, and puts the glasses on. He's like, look! And Frank, he finally sees. So, they're walking down the street, and like Scott said earlier, they are just fucked up looking. They took quite a beating. And, all lips all swollen and shit. And they check into a hotel. And consistency, because next scene, after they check in, all their injuries are healed, apparently. Yeah, so one day, Gilbert from earlier finds these guys and tells them about a meeting they're going to have. So they find this meeting, and full of a bunch of people, and one of the things they give them at this meeting is contact lenses, so they don't need to be wearing the sunglasses the whole time. And they start talking about the station they need to go to. And Holly appears. She appears to be on their side now. But everything is all short-lived because in come more police and more chaos, and a lot of people get their shit fucked up. And, Roddy and Frank, they're running and shooting at these people. Frank, he grabbed a watch. Yeah, they had a bunch of these alien watches at this meeting, and Frank grabbed one of them, and while hiding in the corner shooting at these aliens, a portal opens up, so they decide to jump in this. And they're in some underground base, and they start walking around and see these guards talking into this kind of toy, which is the same toy which was used in Ghostbusters. Did you notice that?
No.
Yep. I saw an IMDb trivia about it, and when you look at it, it is kind of the same thing. Which, let's see, trivia. Yes, the communicators are the PKE meters from Ghostbusters. So, yeah, Ghostbusters shit. Frickin' amazing. They go into this room where there's a meeting of the elite. Everyone all dressed up, talking about how they will take over. And Buck Flower appears again, looking all snazzy in a suit. Turns out these aliens are just recruiting people to be on their side, and Buck Flower, he's thinking Roddy and Frank are one of the recruited, even though they're carrying around a bunch of guns and still in their street clothes. But okay. He starts giving them a tour around this base and sees this where they're sending off these aliens. First of all, I thought they were like in a spaceship, but then later they're in the TV station. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. Did you get that kind of feeling too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he takes them to.
Yeah. Well, I could kind of think it was like an underground base.
Yeah. So they get into this TV station where they're doing news, and this is where Frank and Roddy, they drop the act and shoot some of the guards, and they threatening Buckflower, telling them to tell them where the satellite is, where the signal they're coming from, and they're about to shoot Buck, but he uses his watch to disappear. So they're running through the TV studio and fucking up shit of the aliens and even the innocent behind. And security is on their asses. And they find Holly again. So they decide to bring her along, and Roddy goes up and leaves Frank and Holly behind, and this is where Holly pulls out a gun and shoots Frank. So, yep, Holly is unfortunately one of the bad people. Roddy, he's up on the rooftop with the satellite, and he's about to shoot it, calling for Frank and Holly, but nobody's answering. Then Holly appears, pointing a gun at him, tells him to drop his gun. Then a bunch of helicopters come up with a bunch of guns too. Roddy, he's looking like he's giving up, but he doesn't. He pulls out another gun and shoots Holly. Turns around, points the gun at the satellite, and says, "Fuck it," and shoots it, and bam, this satellite goes up in flames. And these guys, they shoot Roddy, but his last gesture is a flip of the bird to these guys. And satellite is destroyed, therefore the signal is destroyed, and everything is exposed. We find out everyone who's aliens. We get these news reporters who are aliens. Siskel and Ebert are aliens too. Then we see them dissing on Carpenter and George A. Romero. And this movie closes out with one of the best closing scenes. This big titty chick riding this dude, looking down at him, seeing he's an alien. It's like, "What's wrong, baby?" And that's where we roll credits.
What's wrong, baby? You look like a fucking monster to me.
Alright, so before we get into the thoughts, this is, I think, where I'll go into the 8 o'clock in the morning story, and really, this story is very, very different from the movie. The only similarities is the character Nada, although he has a full name, George Nada. And Nada is a Spanish word for nothing, so I guess they were supposed to be implying that this guy is supposed to be a nobody who does something, I guess. And, well, besides the sunglasses, Nada, he gets this vision from a hypnotism, and this one sticks with him, and he's able to see all the aliens and the signs. Now, the big difference with the aliens is they're not these diamond-eyed skeleton-looking figures. They're like more reptilian-looking with more than 2 eyes. And Nada, he receives this phone call from somebody saying, "You're an old man. Your heart will stop at 8 o'clock in the morning." Hence the title, of course. And, well, Nada, he doesn't take this news very well, so he goes around killing all these aliens, and it all ends in the TV station too, like the movie, and he exposes the aliens, and, well, he dies at 8 o'clock in the morning like the alien said he would. So, yeah, like I said, very much different. So it's like Carpenter just based loosely on this story, but we got a pretty damn good movie out of it, I would say. Alright, now that's out of the way, Scott, what do you think about They Live?
I like this movie. I mean, it might be like the second or third time I watch this, but, you know, I never get tired of watching it. You know, I don't actually own the movie. I wish I did. No. It's another one of them John Carpenter movies that, you know, you just go in, you know, you have fun with it. It's not like it's supposed to be anything serious.
Yeah.
You know? Really, I don't know what else to do. I think I'm going to give this the best rating as well. I think, you know, it's just got, you know, the same atmosphere as The Fog. You know, you can sense, you know, it's one of John Carpenter's movies. And, you know, anything he does is, like, probably going to get the best rating from me. I mean, there's no denying that.
Yes. Well, yeah, I gotta repeat your sentiments there. I'm giving this the best rating as well. Well, probably should mention that when Carpenter's not doing these creepy horror flicks like The Fog and Halloween, he's doing some really awesome action movies like this and Escape from New York and Big Trouble in Little China. And I would say, you know, this movie falls more in line with a Big Trouble in Little China, bunch of actions and a bunch of comedy as well. And yeah, like I said, there is so much iconic stuff in this movie, such as the fight scene. Yeah, you mentioned They Live to anybody. The first thing they will bring up is this fight scene. It's so freaking amazing. And probably should mention too that most of the shit was real. The only thing that they faked were head punches or groin punches. So yeah, Roddy being a wrestler, guess he's used to that kind of shit though.
He kept fucking kneeing him in the nuts. That was hilarious.
Yeah. So like I said, best rating for this one too, and this would also be in my top 5 of Carpenter movies for sure. I mean, the top 5 of Carpenter movies, it's not an easy list to put through. I mean, there are some I unfortunately have to leave out, but I stand by my top 5, and the 2 movies we've covered tonight are in there for sure, and I look forward to when we do some more to cover more of the top 5. And it was just a hint, some guy in a William Shatner mask is in one of these movies. Yeah. What else?
Trying to see if we can get a voice from our third official member.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
He doesn't want to talk.
Apparently not.
Little bastard. He just wants to eat his cage.
So yeah. So let's They Live, and you got any more things to say about this or Carpenter overall?
No, not till we do another set of his movies.
Alright. So, alright. So, why don't you just take a break and wrap this show up?
Alright.
Alright. And song right here.
The world is better off without you. Now you're nothing but a ghost to me. Stuck in the back of my head, a headache that will never end. Rest assured, we're something
we are back. And we kind of have a special show next week, too. We are going to do some comedy movies.
Yep, yeah. Yeah, we started with Back to the Future, then went on to some more horror movies, so, yeah, let's mix it up some more.
So, we are going to be doing some oldies. I will be running down Neighbors from 1981.
Yeah, this isn't the Rogan movie from last year, people.
Oh, this is the one with Belushi and Aykroyd.
Yeah, and I'm deciding to go over a major classic, at least in my eyes, a Mel Brooks movie by the name of Spaceballs.
So, you got that to look forward to.
Yep, and I'm going to assume we still do not have any feedback.
No. I tried. You know, I sent my buddies messages, you know, send us some feedback, but that didn't work out.
Yeah, well, we'll get there.
I'm not going to rant this week. I'm just going to say, send me some feedback or I will kill you.
Yep. Yep. Find me at JakeTheSnake54 on Twitter. Oh, plus I should probably mention where you could reach us at. unholymofos@gmail.com. So, you got that, and we are now officially, finally up on iTunes now, so you can get the show on the go now.
We should also try to make like a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Probably do that. But I am on Twitter as well, Unholy Mofo1.
Yep. And if you want to hear more of me, if you can stand all this sexiness, look for me on NFW Podcast on the Horrorphilia Network. Yeah, we're right. We've started releasing the Texas Chainsaw retrospective episodes, and Scott is on one of these episodes, his first podcasting experience. So, yeah. So we just got 1 and 2 down, so yeah, the one you're on should
be out in about a week.
A week. Yeah. Nudie's telling our boss to release 2 a week because we are like so way ahead of schedule that it would take a while if we just do once a week to get through all these.
Yeah, I was wondering where the fuck the episodes were. I was like, where's the episode I was on? You know, shouldn't it have been released by now?
Yeah. Yeah, for a while there we were getting to where we record the episodes and they'd be getting released, but like I said, we got ourselves so ahead of schedule. We recorded a Jason X episode that won't be released until the next Friday the 13th. So yeah, there's plenty of NFW to come, people.
If you actually want to listen to that shit.
Fuck you.
I do have a question though. Did you advertise this on All My Heroes in your feedback?
I haven't left feedback yet. I will do that sometime. Yeah, I'm taking my time since they're going on a monthly basis. So,
well, they said probably around 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, probably this week at least. And I'm advertising the fuck out of it on the show. Last episode we recorded, I said leave us feedback, or else Scott will probably kidnap me.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive like 500 miles to fucking come kidnap you.
Yeah, there are people crazy enough who do that. If and Alexandra Daddario, you want to drive 500 miles to kidnap me, I'm A-okay with that.
She won't ever kidnap you.
Never say never.
I will say never.
Okay, we're just ranting on about nothing right now. We should probably wrap the show up.
Alright, well, like I said, Neighbors, Spaceballs next week.
Yeah.
Send us feedback, and fuck you.
Peace out.